Welcome, my brothers and sisters, my sons and daughters. My name is Elder George, and today we bring you the conclusion of the 7-part series of the 7 major issues affecting society. We are also bringing to a conclusion our series, Introduction to Patriarchy, which we will replace with another program, and will tell you more about that at the end of this video. Today's segment is titled, The Coming Increase of Crime in America. Have you noticed that our city, state, and federal governments are increasing the number of surveillance cameras in their jurisdictions? They claim they need these devices to help maintain our security. Security from what? According to the government's own figures, crime has been decreasing for the last 20 years. Even so, we are told there is a constant need to protect us against terrorists. Have you ever seen a terrorist? Have any of your neighbors seen a terrorist? Even if you believe the stories about 9/11, we lost 3,000 people out of 300 million people over 7 years. Now, no one wants to die or see anybody die, but that's hardly a cause for alarm. More people die in this country from weather-related incidents. Still, the installation of surveillance cameras and security devices occurs at an ever-increasing rate. Why, if crime has fallen, do we put so many of our brothers in prison? Why do we have more men in prison than any country in the world? I saw that statistic put another way on a blog this past week, and the person said 5% of the world's population live in America, but 25% of the world's prisoners live in America. That's an astounding figure. It's something to reflect upon, especially if you have sons. Now, the proponents of strong prison sentences point to reduced crime as resulting from that practice. They say, hey, look, we put everybody in prison and we have low crime. By their reasoning, if all the men were put in prison, we probably wouldn't have any more crime. There are those who believe that, and we certainly seem to be moving in that direction. Now, you know, America does have the most violent boys in the world, which would tend to support those people who believe in early apprehension and extended prison sentences. Its proponents would say, well, we had better get these violent boys off the streets before they become violent men and really do us damage. Why does this land of material abundance produce the most violent boys in the world? What motivates them to commit crimes? What kind of value structure do they have? In Patriarchy Part 14, our last video, which was titled Lack of Morals and Ethics, I pointed out that men of ethics build organizations. Without ethics, all organizations collapse. Without ethics, all organizations collapse. 90 to 95% of the men in prison and youth in street gangs come from homes where they were not exposed to ethics and morals. They came from broken homes. They were raised without fathers. They were not exposed to ethics. And they have very few morals. Yes, the prospects for crime are growing, and rapidly, as we churn out more children raised without the benefit of family environment. When these children roam the streets in a society that appears to be on the way to severe economic collapse, the potential for thievery, for stealing, and all sorts of crime definitely will increase. The amoral environment in which they were raised and the lack of identification with members of society will have left them without any regard for anyone. The powers that influence our nation know what they have created by removing male authority, destroying the family, and making religion impotent. They have removed all ethics from society and reduced our behavior to what is legal and illegal. They have paved the way for a police state, which will be the only option left to maintain law and order and relative safety. Increased surveillance that you see, the increased surveillance from the city, state, and federal governments is their preparation for that eventuality. They know what's coming. The way that we can protect ourselves against the unfolding drama of crime and lawlessness is for people who understand this message to live in the most patriarchal way possible. Patriarchy provides the insulation against government tyranny. Patriarchy is family. Family provides the setting to learn ethical values and moral behavior. That's the only place for it. My sons and daughters, my brothers and sisters, family is everything. Today's video brings to a close the series of the 7 major issues. However, we're also ending the series Introduction to Patriarchy. This is our 15th video on the Introduction to Patriarchy. We feel it's been well introduced at this point. Our next video will be under the heading Patriarchy, the Natural Way of Life. Patriarchy, the Natural Way of Life. We thank you for the support you have given us by watching this series, and trust that you will find our future filming to be of even more relevancy to your lives. I look forward to your continued support. Remember to check our website at mensaction.net. That's MENSACTION, mensaction.net. Let us hear from you. Until then, I send you my love. Be well.